Hi everyone, welcome to our new video. Dark mode is very popular at this moment. So in this video I will show you how to create dark mode and light mode in Next.js. I will show you two methods, using Custom CSS and using Tailwind CSS. They are a bit different but both are easy. If you are interested, just follow along with me. So let's get started. Alright, I will be using VS Code. First of all, let's have a new empty folder on my desktop. I am going to name it Next.js Light Dark Mode. Once you have created it, you can drag and drop it inside the VS Code editor. In this video, we will show you two methods. On using only CSS, first we will demonstrate how to create a light and dark mode using only CSS, and then we will move on to the Tailwind CSS approach. So open up the terminal and type npx create next app latest. Hit enter. First question is, what is your project name? I will go with using dash only CSS. I will choose no for TypeScript, no for ESLint, and make sure you select no for Tailwind CSS, no for source directory, yes for app router, and finally no for import alias. Okay, successfully we created Next.js application. Now you can see we are on the Next.js light dark mode directory. Now we want to move to the using only CSS directory by typing cd using only CSS. Now we can run our server by typing npm run dev. Hit enter. Let's open up the browser and go to the localhost 3000. Looks like everything is okay. Back to our code. I will start by creating a UI design for implementing a light and dark mode, but I am not going to show you how to design the entire website. Instead, I will simply copy and paste our UI design. First, I want to add my assets folder inside this using only CSS folder. As you can see, inside this assets folder, we have some text file. I will provide a link in the description below for you to access the assets folder. Now what I am going to do is, I will go to the page.js file and let's remove everything from here and type RAFCE, press enter. Let's say home page. Now save it. Back in the browser, and as you can see home page which is coming from here. Now let's go to the assets folder and then home.txt file. Let's copy everything from here and then let's go to the app and then page.js file, and I am going to remove everything here and paste it right here. Now save it. Back in the browser, as you can see our raw content. Now we need to add some style. Back to our code. Let's go to the assets and globals.txt file and let's copy everything from here, and then let's go to the app and globals.css file. I'm going to remove everything from here and paste right here. Now save it. Back to the browser. Now it's looking nice. Now we want to add our navbar. Back to our code. I want to create a component folder inside our app folder. So let's say components and then navbar.js file. Let's go to the assets and then navbar text. Let's copy everything from here. Let's go to the components and then navbar.jsx file and paste it right here. Now save it. Let's go to the layout.js file. I'm going to import navbar component. So in here, let's say import navbar from ./components/navbar. Now I want to add that navbar component inside this body tag. In here, let's say navbar and then self closing tag. Now save it. You can see our navbar. Now we can add our footer. Back to our code. Inside this component folder, I will create a new file called footer.jsx. Now type RAFCE, press enter. In here, let's say copyright ampersand COPY colon 2023 light code. Give here a class name equal to footer. Now save it. Let's go into the layout.js file. I am going to import footer components. So in here, let's say import footer from ./components/footer, and inside this body tag and below that children, I am going to add footer component. Now save it. Back in the browser. Now it's looking very nice. Now we can focus our light mode and dark mode. In order to change the theme and get the current theme, we will use Next theme library. Okay, let me show you what I mean. Back to our code. Now I am going to stop our server. So press Ctrl C and I am going to install Next theme. So let's say npm I, which is short for install, and then next-themes. Also I will be using React icons. So let's say React-icons, press enter. I'm gonna type npm run dev again, so we get our dev server back on. Back in the browser, it's working, looks like everything is okay, great. Back to our code. First we need to import a theme provider from Next themes. So up here I'm going to import theme provider. So let's say import theme provider from Next themes, and then we need to wrap our content down here. So in here, let's say theme provider, and then I am going to wrap that contents like this. Now save it. Looks like we are getting an error saying that create context only works in client components. And this is because of our layout.js file, because this is a server component, and if we wanted to use this as a client component, we need to add use client up here. So let's say in here use client. Now save it. Back in the browser. Now we are not getting any error, but that's something we don't want to do at the moment. We want to keep our layout.js file as a server component, because there is another way to add this theme provider without converting this to a client component. Okay, let's see how it's done. So what I am going to do is I am going to add a new file inside this app directory called providers.jsx. Now type RAFCE, press enter. We don't need this line, so I am going to remove it. Let's go to the layout.js file. I am going to cut use client, and up at the top right here, let's paste it. Again, let's go to the layout.js file. I am going to cut theme provider and paste it below. We don't need this div anymore, so let's get rid this div, and in here let's say theme provider. I need to grab children props, so in here let's say children, and then I am going to wrap these children props like this. Now save it. Let's go into the layout.js file. I am going to import providers component. So let's say import providers from ./providers, and in here let's say provider. Now save it. Back in the browser. Looks like everything is working. Let's go into the components and then navbar.jsx file. First I am going to import React icons. So in here let's say import fi moon from React icons /fi. Below that let's say import ba sun from React icons /bs. I will scroll down, and below that UL tag let's say fi moon self closing tag. size will be 25 and cursor will be pointer. Now save it back in the browser and you can see we have this moon here. Back to our code. First, in order to change the theme, we need to import the use theme hook from the next theme. So at the top up here, let's say import use theme from next themes. Inside this navbar function, in here let's say constant curly brackets. In here let's say theme comma set theme equals to use theme, which is coming from here. I will scroll down and in here when we will click the moon button, we want to switch to a dark theme. So in here let's say when theme equals to dark, then I want to render be a sun. Let's copy the size and cursor pointer and paste it right here. Otherwise I want to render fi moon icon. Now save it back in the browser. Now if I click on this moon icon, nothing happened because we need to add on click event. Back to our code. In here let's say on click and then arrow function, set theme will be light. Let's copy this on click event and paste it right here, and in here set theme will be dark. Now save it back in the browser. Now if I click on this moon icon, that changed to a dark theme, and if I click on this sun icon, that changed to a light theme. So it's working perfectly, and also we are not getting any error. Let's go to the inspect tool and then console. As you can see in here we are getting error, or maybe you will see in here a hydration mismatch error. Okay, let me show you what I mean. Open up a new tab and search for next themes npm and click on this next themes. I will scroll down and here you will see avoid hydration mismatch section. This occurs because the initial UI does not match what was rendered on the server, so the error is actually due to the theme. So to avoid this hydration mismatch error, we need to use this code over here. So first let's copy this code. I will scroll up and in here let's paste that. We have to import use state and use effect. So at the top up here let's say import use state and then comma use effect from React. So basically when this component is mounted on the client side, this use effect will be called and the set mounted set to true, and then after that this part will be rendered. Because we are on the client side, we will know the theme already. So let's save it, and again we need to add same kind of logic inside provider.jsx file. So first let's copy this one. So let's go to the provider.jsx file and inside this providers function paste it right here. We don't need this line anymore, so I'm going to remove this line. We need use state and use effect hook. So let's go into the navbar.jsx file. I will scroll up. Let's copy this line and paste it right here. When the component is not mounted, instead of returning a null, we will return the children wrapped with the React fragments. So in here let's say children, which is coming from here, and this is the shorthand for React fragments. Okay, let's save this. Now refresh it and looks like the errors disappeared. Okay, great. So now it's time to do some styling. One thing I want to show you that, let's go into the globals.css file. If I remove all the CSS from global.css file, let's save it, you will notice that theme is changing. It's cool because it is the default behavior of Next themes. Additionally, you will notice that in dark mode, by default the background color is black and the text color is white. Now one thing I am going to show you that, first let's target this h1 tag. So to target the h1 tag, in here let's say dot content space h1 curly brackets. I want to add color :red. Now save it. Now as you can see, in both dark mode and light mode the color of our title is red. It's not changing because we have specified the color as red. But the question is, how can we change the color in dark mode? Well, to do that, let's go to the inspect and then elements, and at the top up here you can see data-themes equals to dark. Now if I click on this sun icon, you can see data themes equals to light. Again, if I click on this moon icon, you can see data theme equals to dark. So to change our title color, what we can do is we can target this data theme equals to dark. Okay, let me show you what I mean. Let's copy this data theme equals to dark back to our code, and below this h1 class, let's say square bracket and then data-theme equals to dark space. Let's copy this class and paste it right here. Now I am going to change this color name equal to blue. Now save it. Back in the browser, as you can see, in the dark mode our title color is blue. Now if I click on this sun icon, our title color is red. Similarly, we can change our paragraph color. So first I am going to target paragraph. So let's say space p tag curly brackets color : let's say green. Now save it. Now as you can see, our paragraph text is green in both dark mode and light mode. Now we want to change the color in dark mode. So below that paragraph, let's say square bracket data-theme equal to dark, and let's copy this paragraph class and paste it right here. Now I am going to change this color like this one. Now save it. Back in the browser, now you can see our paragraph color is changed in dark mode. So I hope you understand how it works. Back to our code, let's go to the assets and then globals text file. Let's copy everything from here and then go to the app and then globals.css file, and I am going to paste that in here. Now save it. Now you can see our actual UI design. Now if I want to change our title color in the dark mode, then back to our code, I will scroll up and below that content h1 class right here, let's say data-theme equals to dark space. Let's copy this class name and paste it right here. Let's copy this background image property and paste it right here. I am going to change this color. Now save it. Back in the browser, now you can see our title color is changed. Now I will show you how to use Next theme in Tailwind CSS. So what I am going to do is actually create a new fresh Next.js application with Tailwind CSS. So open up terminal and I am going to stop the server, press Ctrl C. As you can see, we are on the using only CSS directory. Now I want to target Next.js light dark mode directory. So to achieve that, type cd .. hit enter. Now we are on the Next.js light dark mode directory. Now we want to create a new Next.js application. So type npx create next app latest, hit enter. What is your project name? Let's say using Tailwind CSS. Say no for TypeScript, say no for ESLint, and make sure you select yes for the Tailwind CSS, no for the source directory, yes for the app router, and finally no for the alias. And you should see the using Tailwind CSS application up here. Now I want to target using Tailwind CSS directory. So in here let's say cd using -tailwind CSS, and I want to install Next themes and React icons. So let's say npm I, which is short for install next-themes space React-icons, hit enter. run the server again. So type npm run dev. Then I will add our assets folder inside using Tailwind CSS. Inside this assets folder, we have footer text, home text and navbar text. First, I want to create components folder inside app folder. So let's say components, then navbar.js file. So let's say navbar.jsx and then footer.jsx file, footer.jsx. Now let's go into the home text file and I am going to copy everything from here. Then let's go into the app and then paste.js file. I will remove everything from here and paste that home text file. Now save it. Again let's go into the assets and then footer text file. Let's copy everything from here and then let's go into the components and footer.jsx file and paste it right here. Save it and close it up. And for the navbar.jsx file, I will switch back to the first application, that means using only CSS, and then app folder, components folder and then navbar.jsx file. Now copy everything from here, close it up and paste it right here. I will scroll up. Now we want to change this div because in here we used only CSS. So let's remove this div. Let's go into the assets and navbar.text file. I'm going to copy everything from here. Let's go into the app and then navbar.jsx file and paste that div right here. Now save it. And finally we need to import navbar.jsx file and also footer.jsx file inside our layout.js file. So up at the top in here, let's say import navbar from /component/navbar. Again let's say import footer from ./component/footer, and inside this body tag I want to render navbar and footer. So in here let's say navbar self closing tag, and below that children props let's say footer self closing tag. Now save it. Let's go into the global.css file. I am going to delete everything from here. We need these 3 lines because we are going to be using Tailwind CSS. Now save it. It's looking nice. Now we want to add provider again. So inside this app folder, let's have a new file called providers.jsx. So what I am actually going to do is switch back to the first application and then app folder and then providers.js file. I am going to copy everything from here and paste it inside our new application. And when using Tailwind, we need to pass for this theme provider a props called attribute, and as a value for that we want to pass in class like this. Now save it. One more thing we need to do is we need to add dark mode inside tailwind.config.js file. So below that content property, let's say dark mode :class and then comma. Now save it. And finally we have to import provider inside our layout.js file. So let's go into the layout.js file, and below that footer I am going to import provider. So let's say import providers from ./providers, and then I want to wrap all components. So let's say providers, and then we want to move like this. Now save it. Back in the browser, it's looking nice. Let's test this out. Now if I click on this moon icon, you can see our theme is changing. Again, if I click on this sun icon, it's switching to the light mode. Okay, great. Now it's time to do some styling. Before styling, I want to show you one thing. Let's go to the inspect tool and then elements, and up at the top here you can see class equal to light. There is no longer a data theme attribute. And if I click on this moon icon, you can see class equal to dark. Again, if I click on this sun icon, you can see class equal to light. That means class is changing based on the theme. So that's how Tailwind use it. Now it's time to do some styling. Let's say I want to change the color of the title in dark mode. Let's go into the page.js file and inside this h1 tag I want to add dark colon, and then I want to add color. So let's copy this one and paste it here. In here let's say blue. Again let's say dark colon. Let's copy this one and paste it here. In here let's say red. Now save it. Now our title color is changing based on the theme. Let's focus on this paragraph. Here is the paragraph I am talking. Give it a class name equal to, in here let's say text dash green 700. Now save it. As you can see, our paragraph color is green in both theme. Now we want to change the paragraph color in dark mode. So back to our code. In here let's say dark colon text dash slate dash 700. Now save it. Now in dark mode our paragraph color is slate. So it's working perfectly. So that's all you have to do in order to use the dark mode and light mode themes. I really hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please let me know by leaving a comment down below and liking the video. Don't forget to subscribe our channel.